Hello students, I am Meenakshi Sharma from Krishnakulam School, Raya, Mathura. Today I am going to start the chapter number 3, Fibre to Fabric for class 7. In this chapter we will discuss about the fibers, natural fibers or synthetic fibers and its uses and how we get fibers, and is all. Let's start the very basic points. As we know all that we all wear clothes. They are our basic needs. Long ago, human beings used leaves, barks of trees and skins of animals to cover their bodies. Then they learned the art of weaving and started making clothes. Now you think, why do we need clothes? We need clothes to protect us from heat, cold, rain, dust, etc. Do you know how these clothes are made? Clothes are woven from fibers like cotton, wool, silk, and other such fibers. These fibers can be natural or man-made. Man-made means synthetic, and natural means which we get naturally. Now, let's explain a quick review on fiber. That natural fibers are what is mainly natural fibers. These are threads obtained from plants and animals, like cotton, flax, and jute are the main examples of plant fibers, and wool and silk are examples of animal fibers. Now discuss about fibers mainly. How many types of fibers you know? You have studied in class 6 also. We know there are two types of fibers. First one is natural fiber, second one is synthetic fiber. And what are the synthetic fibers? Everyone you know, like nylon, polyester, polyethylene, rayon. These are the synthetic or man-made fiber. And what are the natural fiber? There are also two types. First one is plant fiber and second one is animal fiber. And what are the examples of plant fiber? I have already discussed that these are cotton, flax, jute. And what are the animal fiber? That are wool and silk. Now let's talk about animal fibers like wool and silk. Out of these two animal fibers, wool comes from animals like sheep, goat, yak, etc. and silk comes from silkworms. Animal fibers are made up of protein. What is protein? Complex compounds that form a major part of bodies of all animals. Now let's discuss about wool. Wool is the most used animal fiber. Wool is used for knitting sweaters, weaving shawls and other woven cloths also. Wool comes from the fleece, means hair, of animals like sheep, goat, yak and some other animals. These animals bear hair on their body. Hair of wool yielding animals trap lot of air, and air is a poor conductor of heat. You know it very well. So hairs keeps these animals warm by shielding their body from cold during winter. You have to remind one thing. Due to this reason, hair of these animals are removed only once in a year at the beginning of the summer season. Their hairs grow again by the time winter arrives. Wool is most commonly obtained from sheep mainly. The fleece of a sheep consists of two types of fiber. First one, the coarse beard hair, and second one, the fine and soft under hair. That hair goes close to skin. These under hairs are used for making the wool. Now, how to select the breeding? Selective breeding means what? The process of selecting parents for obtaining special characters of the offspring, such as soft under hair in sheep, is called selective breeding. There are several breeds of sheep found in our country. Apart from sheep, there are many other animals for obtaining wools. Some examples are like yak wool is common in Tibet and Ladakh. Angora wool is obtained from Angora goats found in hilly region like Jammu and Kashmir. Underfur of Kashmiri goats is soft and is used to weave fine pashmina shawls. Fur of camel and alpaca, mainly found in South America, also yield wools. Now we discuss how wools come to fibers, like from fibers to wool, what are the full process we will discuss now. It from fibers to wool. In market, wool we generally get is the wool obtained from sheep. In order to obtain wool, sheep are reared. Their hairs are then cut and processed into wool. If we want to say in simple, how can we get wool from fiber of sheep, then just remember that it is in order to obtain wool, sheep are reared, their hair are then cut and process the wool. We will discuss all about of this process later. Now just think rearing and breeding of sheep. What is the rearing and breeding of sheep? First I am discussing about what is rearing. By rearing of sheep or any other animal, we mean to look after it by providing them food, shelter and health care. The person who look after sheep are called sheepers. Sheep are reared mainly for wool. They are reared in areas with low rainfall. In India, you would be able to see sheepers taking their herds of sheep of grazing in plains of states like Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan and Gujarat. You can also find herds of sheep to grazing in hilly states, also for example Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim. Sheep have a lifespan of 10 to 12 years. Sheep are herbivores and prefer grass and leaves. Apart from this, reared sheep are also fed on mixture of pulses, corn, jowar and minerals. And in winters, they are kept indoors and are fed on dry fodder, leaves and grains. Now we are discussing about processing fibers into wool. How we process fibers into wool? There are many steps like shearing, scoring, sorting, removing burr, dyeing and making yarn. Now I will discuss these all steps by steps. First, now I will start from shearing. What is shearing? The removal of wool from sheep is called shearing. It can be done manually with large razor or with a shearing machine. Shearing is usually done during hot season. It is important to note that shearing does not hurt sheep because uppermost layer of the skin of sheep is dead. After shearing, the second step is scoring. The sheared hair is thoroughly washed in tanks to remove dust, dirt and grease. This process is called scoring. It is then passed through series of rollers and dryers. Third step is sorting. Clean hairs are then sent to factory where hairs of different texture and are separated or sorted. This process is called sorting. And fourth step is removing burr. Burrs are soft fluffy fibers in the wool. These burrs are picked out from the hair in the fourth step. Fifth step is dyeing. What is dyeing? The natural fleece of sheep is white, brown and black. These fibers are dyed in different color. And last step is making yarn. In the part of dyeing, we use the different color in the wool because The color of shift is commonly one or two color, but in our sweater, shawl, we get many colors. How we add those colors? In the dyeing section, we add the colors. And that in last step, the wool is strained, combed and spun into yarn. After spinning, the wool is either woven or knitted. Longer fibers are made into wool for sweaters. What type of wool we use in sweater? The longer hairs are used in making sweater. Now we'll discuss about occupation hazard. What is occupation hazard? Occupation hazard are a risk factor faced by people working in any industry due to the nature of their work. Wool industry gives employment to many people in our country, but sorter's job is risky as they sometimes get infected by a bacteria anthrax, which caused fatal blood disease called sorter's disease. We have discussed about wool. Now I will discuss about silk. What is silk? Silk is also an animal fiber. Silk is a fine, strong, soft and shining fiber produced by silkworm in making their cocoon. Cocoons. Cocoons means something that covers or protects from insect while they grow. Silk is a naturally lustrous fiber. It does not conduct heat, so it is a good insulator. It keeps person warm in winter and cool in summer. The rearing of silkworm for obtaining silk is called sericulture or silk farming. It is a very old occupation in India. India produces plenty of silk on a commercial scale. The silk thread is obtained from the cocoon of silk moth. There are varieties of silk moths which yield different type of silk yarn such as tussar silk, muga silk, kosa silk, mulberry silk, etc. The most common silk is the mulberry silk. And now let's discuss about life cycle of a silk moth. There are 4 stages in the development of silk moth. First one is egg, second larva, third pupa and fourth adult. In the first stage is the beginning of the female silk moth lays eggs on mulberry leaves. The eggs are hatched into very small larvae within a week. These larvae then feed on mulberry leaves. The larvae look like a worm and are also called caterpillar or silkworms. In stage 3, they grow in size and then the caterpillar is ready to enter the next stage of his life called pupa. An adult silkworm first weaves a net of hole itself, then it swings its head from side to side in the form of, and during this movement the head of the caterpillar secretes fiber made of a protein which hardens on exposure to air and becomes silk fiber. Soon the caterpillar covers itself completely by silk fiber. This covering is known as cocoon. The cocoon is made by caterpillar to protect its development as pupa. The silkworm continues to develop inside the cocoon to form silk moth. Remember, pupa is the stage in the life history of silk moth when the caterpillar becomes encased in the hard shell of silk fiber. In the stage 4, pupa, which is encased in a cocoon, develops fully to form an adult silk moth. After the complete development, the cocoon splits up and beautiful silk moth comes out of it. This completes the life history of a silk moth. It is important to note here that In order to produce silk, the silkworm developing inside the cocoon, like pupa, is not allowed to mature into a silk moth. This is because breaking of cocoon causes damage to silk thread, and this lowers the quality of silk. So to obtain good quality silk thread, as soon as cocoon is formed, developing silkworm or pupa gets killed, and some silkworms are allowed to live and mature into silk moth so that they lay egg to produce more silkworms. Now we will discuss about the production of silk by explaining some steps like wool. First step is rearing of silk worms to obtain cocoon. Female silk moth lays hundreds of eggs at a time. These eggs are stored carefully on paper or cloth strips and are sold to silkworm farmers. The farmers keeps eggs under hygienic condition and under suitable conditions of temperature and humidity. The eggs are then warmed to suitable temperature for hatching. When eggs hatch, silkworms or caterpillar comes out. Silkworms are then fed on mulberry leaves day and night. Then they increase enormously in size. The larvae are kept in clean bamboo trays along with young and fleshly soft mulberry leaves. After 25 to 30 days, silkworms stop eating and start spinning the cocoon. In the second steps of processing cocoon to obtain silk fiber, in this process, cocoons are collected and boiled in water to kill the pupa inside them. Hot water makes the silk fibers of cocoon to separate out, and the resulting fiber is called raw silk. The process of taking out silk fiber from cocoons for use as silk is called reeling, and reeling is done in special machine which unwind the fiber of silk from cocoons. And the last step is converting silk fiber into silk cloth. In this step, silk fibers obtained from cocoon are spun into form silk yarn, which is then woven in looms by weaver to make silk cloth. In this chapter, the main keywords to remember are like cocoon, scoring, silk moth, fleece, sericulture, silkworm, reeling, shearing, and sorting. These are the main keywords to remember for this chapter. And main question can come in exam, like the life cycle of a silk moth, the process of production of wool or production of silk. This is all about this chapter. Thank you.